Hi guys, this is a review of the Takara Transformers LG-07, as you can see right here. This is the Takara version of the Hasbro release that came out in the United States. Obviously there's some changes. I'm going to go over those changes. The reason I'm making this video is I tried to actually find a video on this figure on YouTube and I could not find. I found one by basically one of the premier reviewers. His name is Optibotimus, so you can also watch his review. There were a couple of things missing and a couple of things that he missed as far as some of the differences between this version and the Hasbro version, so I wanted to make another video. I haven't made any other review videos, so give me a little break on how good this video is going to be, but I'll do my best to review everything on camera in any detail. But I do want to give credit to Optibotimus for, basically a lot of this comes from his information, and he's sort of the inspiration for me actually even doing a review. So if he's watching this or if he gets wind of this, then thank you, Optibotimus. Anyway, let's get this open and see what it looks like. I've already cut the seal here, so let's get this out. It comes in a little plastic tray. It's actually taped on the bottom. I've cut the tape off already for the purpose of the review. It also comes with these instructions and pretty much this little giveaway that's in every single Masterpiece figure. They all come with this thing. I'm not going to use it, but there it is on Japanese. And then you got these instructions. Now these instructions are pretty cool compared to some of the ones you get for Hasbro. You got a kind of a cartoon style picture of the figure here, and then on this side you've got the toy and the tech specs. I kind of wish they gave you a a Masterpiece style collector's card, because I'm trying to, every figure I have I like to have that card. And I'll show you the display I have here. This is my Masterpiece card display. So it would have been nice if they had a card that came with this guy to kind of match up. And I know he's not a Masterpiece and he's not supposed to be scaled with Masterpiece, but that's where he's going on my shelf. He's going with the Masterpiece. Anyway, if you open this up, actually on the back side there's a comic here. It's pretty cool. I can't read it. Obviously it's in Japanese. Maybe someone will translate this on forums. But if you look close, it's pretty weird. He's Jetfire and he's got little animals. He's either fighting or protecting. I don't really know what he's doing. And somewhere there's Optimus Prime down there. He's talking to him. Don't know what he's saying. So it's a pretty cool little comic, but I can't read it, so I don't know what it says. But obviously they animated this with the toy version of Jetfire, not the original Jetfire from the G1 cartoon, so that's pretty neat. And then you get the instructions. I'm not going to go over this. This is all in Japanese, so it's basically the same instructions as Hasbro. Alright, so now let's get onto the figure. So we'll take it out of this shell, and like I said, I pre-cut this, so comes out nice and easy. Right away, the first thing that's very obvious with this figure, and the reason why I got this one over the Hasbro, was the color. This is red. It's not chrome like the Hasbro one. I think this was a major improvement. I'm not sure why Hasbro chose to do this in chrome, but the red is just so much better. And these are accessories. You get the two leg cannons, armor, whatever you want to call it. And you got the two arm cannons. Now you can actually put these in other places. I'm going to show you where other places these can go that I haven't seen any other reviewers talk about, so I'm going to talk about that. And then finally you got the handgun, or the cannon with its missile. Now I'm not putting this in because every time you put this in and then you mess with this thing is like a hair trigger. It goes off very easily. So for this review, I'm not going to put this in. Maybe when it's all set up, I'll put it back in. And then the final thing, obviously, is the mask. Let's see if this can focus. This is, I'm a little disappointed. These ears don't move like the original G1 toy. These were able to be angled a different, and this is kind of fixed. It looks good. It's just they could have made a slight improvement. I'm giving it a joint here, but still pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of these plastic and start taking a look at this. Now, another one of the things that is new on this figure, or maybe not new but different, is this symbol, the Autobot symbol, is very clear. And then the features, the detailing behind it is impressive. I don't know if the Hasbro one is the same. Based on the pictures, I think it is the same, but that really is almost masterpiece quality in there. Unfortunately, my camera is not so great, so maybe you can't see that, but it is very detailed inside there. So one of the main differences, and this was pointed out by Optobotomus, is these lines, extending lines, not the same on the Hasbro release. In jet mode, I don't think there's any other main differences. I think everything else is the same. You do have some detailing here on the guns, some gray, paint here. This is different. These black detailings do not exist on the Hasbro version. This red is white on Hasbro. And this kind of, this will make more sense in robot mode because this is the bottom of the foot, but this makes a huge difference in the way this figure looks, the quality. So yeah, the legs, you've got this little piece here, you got these two black marks, and then a little square. I think the back is pretty much the same as the Hasbro. Don't see any major differences. No, I'm referring to the pictures that I have of the Hasbro version, so I don't have it in hand. That would make it a lot easier to review, but for now, this is how we're going to do it. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's get the armor on here. And these fit really nice and tight. They don't fall off, and actually kind of hard to get off. So I'm impressed that their fitment is really good. Now these arm cannons, they can go right on the arms here. They're kind of silly because they sort of point towards the inside. So I like to put them here on the wings. It's another spot. Another spot that nobody's really talked about is on here. You can attach them to the boosters. And I like that. I like the look of that. So that's the way I'm going to display it. So let's put it there. You have a million options here. You can move this around. You can kind of do whatever you want. That looks kind of weird because you've got the gaps here because that's meant to cover the leg. It has to have space to put it on top of this here. But you have a lot of options here. I like this one personally. Then you got this gun. This is supposed to go in the front of the jet. Let's see how this looks. To me, that looks really stupid. So I'm not going to be putting it there. I might either put it here or maybe even on the side here. You got some options, but I haven't really seen anybody showing this. You can kind of put that there. Now you got, a little arm side cannon. It's not symmetrical, obviously, so some people might not like that. But I like this look the best. All right. Obviously, you can also mount this, the face mask, onto the gun. I'm probably not going to be doing this, but just for demonstration purpose. It's kind of tricky, actually. There we go. Okay. So I might just store it like this. I think that's about it. Okay, so we're going to transform this guy. I'm not going to transform him on... Actually, there's one other feature I forgot. This opens up. That is really nice and detailed in there. There's actually 2 seats. You only get one in the Masterpiece. So this is kind of a bonus. It's a big cockpit. And I believe the holographic guy from Starscream or any of the MP11 molds will fit in here. I'll test that out and let you guys know. But I believe that will fit. So I'm going to get this transformed off camera and then we'll be back to review robot mode. Okay guys, we're back from transforming here. This was not easy to transform the first time, so I'm glad I did it off camera. It's not that complicated. It just, the first time through, you kind of need to know where all the tabs are. So for example, there's a couple tabs back here and then inside here, so you just kind of have to know where they are. But once you do it once, I think now if I were to do it again, I probably would have a lot easier time. But I needed the instructions. I pretty much never open the instructions when I get a transformer, even a Masterpiece. I usually just start going at it and it works. But for whatever reason, this is a little more complicated. But here he is. It's pretty amazing, the engineering on this figure to make him come together like this. The legs are, purposely, if you stand him up like this, the feet are kind of at an angle, so he doesn't really stand up good. They really want it to be, slightly angled out. So I don't mind. He looks better this way anyways, but just a warning that he's designed to stand at a wide angle. The ratchets are, the joints are really ratchety and clicky. He could probably do a lot of poses. I'm not good at posing on camera, but he could probably do some pretty, cool things. His feet do have some, movement here, so you could get something pretty good. Now, forgive my posing ability, but there you go. He's really quite posable. I haven't even, this is my first time playing with this, so I haven't even kind of seen what position I'm going to put him in when I put him on the shelf. What's really cool is this, chest piece right here is amazing detail. I know some people complain, well, why do you have, the cockpit? This is like a faux cockpit. Why do you have 2? I don't care. To be honest, this looks awesome. I even forgot that was a cockpit. It just looks cool because he's got the Autobot symbol, some detailing. I really don't care that they made a fake cockpit there. Now, one of the things that is annoying, or at least I feel it's kind of a detriment, is this. Lots of people have talked about that, even for the Hasbro version. Why not make an arm? And there is actually a piece coming out. Maybe I'll put the link in the video, but there is a company who is making new arms and articulated hands for Jetfire, so you can fix this, replace this. I don't care that much. I'm not going to buy it, but you could. Now, when you put the gun on, it's perfect. It doesn't. At this point, who cares about the little gap? So I'm not really going to buy that. It'd be nice to have articulated hands. These are pretty simple and kind of crappy, but they do the job. So let's get his guns on here and see how he looks as Jetfire or Skyfire, whatever you want to call him. I like to call him Jetfire. So this is why I bought this figure. That looks incredible. I don't think any third-party company would have made something at this price this good. Oh, by the way, I bought the Japanese version. It is more expensive. This is about $75, $70 to $75, depending where you get it. I got it from TF Source. I'm not advertising for them or anything. I just think they're a reliable company to get stuff from. But I got this from TF Source for 75 bucks. The original Hasbro version was 45 bucks or so. So you're paying $30 more for this version, and basically all you're getting extra is the red detailing, the black. I think I talked about this in plain mode, but some detailing on the legs, and this line, which actually really makes a big difference. The fact that they continued this out and colored these in, that really makes a difference there. So for 30 bucks, I prefer this version because of the red armor and gun pieces, and also the red backpack, which actually isn't on there. So let's put that on there. I'll show you that. So you kind of just fold this thing down, pop this on here, and it's pretty tight. I don't know if the Hasbro version is this tight, but you really gotta pop that in there, and then you bring this piece back up. And it's amazing how well this fits together. I mean, I can't show it on camera that well, but everything is tight, and his backpack could have been way bigger and more of a nuisance, but I have him in a pretty weird pose here. But he can stand. When I say that, he's kind of falling over, but I mean, there you go. He can stand with that heavy backpack, almost leaning backwards on this one. And then, of course, the final gun. These are pretty tight too, the pin in the hand, really tight, but it goes in. And then I'm going to actually put the bullet in this time. I mean, that's pretty amazing. It doesn't, the pictures really, in person, it doesn't look like the pictures. To be honest, it looks way better in person. The red and the white are really pop, and the colors really show well. In the pictures, I thought it looked pretty cool, but now that I have it in hand, especially this chest piece, this is very unique. I've never seen any other figure. I guess I'm looking at my Masterpiece collection. I don't see anything like that for detailing as far as, a piece of the robot. I guess the only one I would consider maybe is the chest on either Optimus Prime or Masterpiece Optimus Prime or Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, but this is that's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna actually put this up together with the Masterpiece figures, kind of see how it scales. So bear with me for a second. So here you have him with Soundwave. He's just a bit short. He's not quite Masterpiece size. Let's bring him over here with some of the cars. See how he looks. I mean, that looks Masterpiece size. He standing next to Prowl, he towers over him. I mean, if you include his rocket booster, he is almost to the top of my shelf. So I don't know. I think he fits in pretty well. I don't have Optimus transformed right now. He's in car mode. So maybe we'll do a comparison another time. But to me, you know, this is the right scale, and he's going here. He's going right there with the Masterpiece cars. That's where he belongs. Oh, it looks like I missed one piece. Let's go back to the review area here. And this is my first review, so forgive me for the poor reviewing skills. Alright, there's his mask. Oh my god, that looks amazing. You know, you can't really see it on camera or even in pictures, but this whole thing is clear. So that actually allows, here, let me turn my light on. It actually allows light to go. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, you can't see it on camera, but oh, there you go. So they built in light piping into his mask so that it would go through and into the head sculpt and right to the eyes, which that's incredible engineering to me. And this thing looks great in person. Now the head's not really on a ball joint. I've heard a lot of people saying it's on a ball joint. It's not really. It's kind of on this swiveling piece, which is sort of weird because his whole neck swivels around. But you can get any direction you really want with this, so I don't care that it's not. I mean, he looks kind of weird like that, you know, because he's not centered. His neck is off center. So I don't know. I don't know if I would even bother. I'd probably just turn him a little bit. That's it. You can definitely ask me any questions. I am going to actually take out Starscream and do a little comparison here for size. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back with comparison to Starscream. You know, this is brand new. I haven't even opened Starscream. To be honest, I like the Jetfire better. Starscream is really flimsy and floppy. You know, he's got this problem where his chest comes off. I hate that. You know, the Jetfire is so solid and nothing comes apart. This thing, you know, I paid more than twice the amount. This was $200. This guy was $75. More than twice the amount of money for this guy who falls apart. You know, when you transform him, that's really unfortunate. You know, I mean, it's detailed and it's nice, but for that kind of money, for $200, I don't know if this was even worth it. You know, I'm actually considering returning it compared to this one, which to me, it's well worth the $75 that you're paying. Let me get rid of my light here. So, comparison size-wise, quality-wise, this wins. Hands down. Same company, Takara Tomy, but yet they made this thing half the price, twice as good. Why can't you make Starscream this good? But anyway, size-wise, you know, you can see Jetfire's shoulder is just above Starscream's shoulder. His head is about the same height, maybe a little bit higher. But with the jetpack, I mean, he towers over, if you include that. And in my recollection from the cartoon, see, look, this is so crappy for $200. I just am disappointed with just Starscream. I don't know. Anyways, so the bottom line is the Jetfire figure is just superior to the Masterpiece Starscream. You know, there's a few other problems with this figure. I'm going to review this separately in another review. I'm going to attempt another review. So let's get this guy out of the way. I mean, if you guys if you want Jetfire and you are looking for a masterpiece sized, you know, he's a little bit short, but a masterpiece sized figure, this is the one. I mean, the Hasbro one, you got the chrome bits, but I think this guy really, this really speaks masterpiece to me. So thank you guys. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, definitely post them. This is my first review, so go ahead and give me some comments. I didn't show this, but this does fire. Actually, I'll show, there it goes. It fired. Hey, it's very it's a very sensitive trigger, but there it is. All right, so definitely let me know if you have any other comments, and thank you.